Hi, Richard Moore here from 8 Step Startup. So, mentors, that comes up a lot. I'm getting asked a lot of the time, how many have you got? Do you ask people to become your mentor and just hope they say yes? How does that work? Are you in touch with them every day? Are they waiting breathlessly for you to pick up the phone and call them? Or, how does it work in terms of selecting exactly the right mentor for you? So, all valid questions, and of course, most people are asking, how do you get a mentor in the first place? So these are all crucial things. Let's be really clear about what a mentor is for. A mentor can be someone who's going to guide you fully through a huge chunk of your life, and the reality is your life is arguably in different spheres. There is your love life, there's your family and relationship, there's your business life, there's your health life, there's all these other things, and typically speaking, your best mentor for a particular space is going to be someone who is epic or world class in that particular space. One thing I've learned, and this is proven through 8 Step Startup, is if you're intelligent enough, if you do your research and you actually, really show that you've got an interest in someone, you can get a reaction out of some pretty high-end people. And you'll find that if you want top mentors to pay attention to you, well, then you need to give them something of value as well. So sure, they appear to be doing all the work, all the altruism, providing you with a lot of, care and attention and help. But you still need to give them a bit of value in the sense that you're not going to come across like an idiot. You're going to pay attention. You don't have to ask them something more than once. That's a big thing as well. My three current, I say current deliberately, I'll explain that in a minute, but my three current mentors are all self-made, okay? The reason why is I work heavily within startup space, and people are interested in learning from me about building startups because I've done 4 of my own. But also, I've got, one mentor who is big on social media. This is 2016, so these things need to be taken into consideration. I've got another one who's a self-made millionaire with building his own business from scratch, which is very applicable. And I've got another one, that guy is very traditional and old school. I've got another one who's worked with a multi-billion-dollar business on their board. So these people collectively give me a really well-rounded mentoring experience. And I go specifically to people for different things. Now, if you know anything about 8 Step Startup, you know that I'm also in touch with business leaders across the world, also professors from business schools, and of course, best-selling authors. And collectively, they as well kind of mentor me because I ask them for intelligent advice based on the course I'm building. Now, when it comes to looking for a mentor, you've got to think, well, where do I really need the most help? And sometimes you need to ask people for advice in that. But your own space where you're very, very good, with the one thing you're good at that you're perhaps going to turn into a business idea as an entrepreneur, well, maybe you should look at guidance in that area. Look to people who are where you want to be and see if you can learn from them. But also look to a mentor for someone who can specialize in a particular field. As I said earlier, maybe someone who just does social media, maybe someone who's been proven to take a business from zero to almost a unicorn business as it's known these days in minimal time, because these people all have their own experience and insight. But be aware that these people are busy. That's where how they got themselves there in the first place. They're not likely to be free every 5 minutes of the day. So you need to counter that by ensuring, just switch my hand here, I've just been to the gym, my shoulders are killing me, by ensuring that these people are, you give them a bit of respect and time and attention when you can, but also when they're busy doing things, you leave them be. But you can offset that by getting other people who also work in the same space to provide another dimension. A really good example of this is I'm engaged now with a new mentor who's helping me with social media. I had another one in the past, and you know what? One guy's perspective is great. He may be a millionaire in that space, but it doesn't mean that he's got the only way of doing things. And another perspective is always of value. Okay, so these are the real takeaways here. When you're looking for mentors, look for the things that you really need help with right now. Your mentors may not be your mentors forever. They may be your mentors for a month, and then you move on to someone else. Multiple mentors are also very highly valuable because, of course, you are countering the fact that often they're not available and you can speak to other mentors, but also each of them can help you with different areas of your life, your business, whatever it might be as well. Okay, so don't be afraid to kind of recycle or move on to someone else. And you can never have really too many, but make sure that you are thinking hard on where you go. The very, very, very top is the best place to start. Don't put yourself down. I have learned big time that if you're intelligent, if you do your research, you can get to the top and people will respond to you. And often the people at the very top don't get asked that much because people think, oh, they'd never want to mentor me or never help me out. That's nonsense. The higher you fly, as one CEO once told me, the less resistance there is and the more likely it is you'll actually get hold of people who are quite happy to help you out, rather than being pressured and squeezed and stressed out by being in that kind of middle management role that many people are. Okay, so bear that in mind. What about you? How have you found finding mentors? Let us know, pop a comment underneath, and speak to you again soon.